All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? Hey, man, we're gonna jump into the left-handed story by the one and only Prime Larry Bird. All right, so I've watched it, I've heard the story. Now let's dive deep into it.
When you're so much better than the competition, you have to find little ways to motivate yourself. So when Larry Bird was having his best season ever, he just got kind of bored one night and he took an uneventful regular season road game and turned it into one of the most iconic games in NBA history.
Larry was well known for predicting what he was going to do on the road trips. They asked Larry, well, so Larry, you come to the end of the road trip. Well, what do you got in store? You've achieved all your milestones. He said, I'm going to play this game left-handed. And they said, yeah, right. So no, I'm going to play left-handed. And if the game's in doubt in the fourth quarter, I'll switch back to right-handed. But he played the entire game left-handed, and he had a triple-double.
Hold on, before we watch the highlights, okay? You guys mentioned that he's a natural lefty. He writes with his left hand. So I wonder what's that term? That term when they're able to use both hands, right? So he was taught to play the game of basketball with his right hand, and he's a natural lefty. Guys, what do I always say? You're able to use both hands in a game of basketball, you are a dangerous player.
Paratrooper close for Kersey, 2 points for Bird.
That was a great shot.
I mean, made it look easy. He shot that with the left hand,
That's what I
floating
mean.
underhander, and made it look simple. Down at the corner. Larry Bird with that left hand again, and that's what makes him so tough. The fact that he has the ability to use both hands in close to the basket, something all young basketball players should strive to do. Perfect both hands in close.
On Valentine's Day in 1986, without his second best player, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird disrespected an entire team by playing the game left-handed. And at the end of 3 quarters, Larry Bird had 27 points, nearly all of them left-handed. He was literally toying with the entire league.
I had a good left hand around the basket, and they always, if you watch, if I remember the game correctly, they were forcing me left to help, and they wasn't getting there quick enough. So I had shots around 5-6 foot with my left hand. I felt more comfortable with my left hand there than I did my right. Then once I got started making a few, I just kept going.
Larry Bird from Johnson, excellent pass, and another 2 points with the left hand for Larry Bird if you're counting.
He's making it look easy.
Still 4-10 remaining here in the third quarter.
But here's how this legendary game was even more impressive than the legend itself. Because in the fourth quarter, it was a very close game, and over the span of 5 possessions, Bird made 3 consecutive insane left-handed shots. Most NBA players would never even dream of trying a left-handed floater in transition, but Bird casually faked one defender, avoided another, and lobbed a shot off the glass to put the Celtics up by 6.
Larry Bird and the left hand again. 35 for Larry. And he has a triple-double. He's got 11 rebounds and 10 assists.
And after a Blazers 3 cut the lead in half, Larry was still using his left hand and buried a hook shot that no other player has ever mastered other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he did it left-handed.
For Bird. Another left-hander by
Ain't
Larry
no way.
Bird.
Larry's
Ain't
mixture
no
of
way.
skill, creativity,
He had it in his bag the whole time. He had it in his bag the whole time, man. Like legit. That was a beautiful hook.
left-handed.
That was a beautiful hook. Kareem-esque. Hey, yo.
Another left-hander by Larry Bird.
Larry's mixture of skill, creativity, and flat-out arrogance to pull off a sweeping left-handed hook shot during a close game in the fourth quarter has to be top 5 most savage moments of Larry Bird's career.
But what was crazy was fourth quarter close game, and all of a sudden he breaks out the most insanely batshit nuts left-handed shots in the world. Throwing left-handed floaters off the glass in transition from like 12 feet. And then the very next play just throws in a sweeping lefty hook from like 10 feet. And then 2 possessions later has a sweeping lefty and 1 hook. And it's like, okay, like you never see any offhand shots like that and he did 3 in a row
Off
while they were
balance.
holding off a charge. So Larry was a cold-blooded man. And you didn't need me to tell you that.
And with under a minute to go, the game was tied up, and Larry Bird decided that he should go back to his right hand and put the Portland Trail Blazers out of their misery. But as Larry went for the kill, a bizarre no call puts the Celtics in deep trouble.
Bird in a great move. No foul, no goaltending. 3-on-2 for Portland. Drexler, Vandeweghe.
Okay.
Timeout, Boston. They can't believe
Oh,
it.
timeout.
Haynes going over to the official saying he hung on the rim, and he's right. It should have been goaltending, Bill. Let's take a look at it. Let's see if Bird gets hit. There's the hanging on the rim.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
shot
he's
by
hanging
Goy.
on the
That was
rim. That's a
goaltending with the
goaltender.
ball up there. Portland now with a 2-point lead in 41 seconds.
How did they
And
miss
down by
that?
2, Larry Bird puts the team on his back.
Drexler. Percy had it, but Bird comes down with the big rebound. Larry Bird. We're tied with 6 seconds
Dang.
left.
He taking
Timeout.
over.
Portland. Bird with 43 points.
This game-tying shot sent the game into overtime, and in overtime, with the Celtics down by 1 with 17 seconds on the clock, and Larry Bird's historical performance on the line, Larry Bird does exactly what he's been known to do over and over and over again in the clutch.
Game clock, top of your screen. Larry Bird with 3 seconds left.
3 seconds left.
47 points for Larry Bird. The Boston
Damn.
Celtics, as they
They got
usually
the
do,
dub.
have prevailed here in overtime from Portland. Our player of the game, our Light Beer and Turner Broadcasting most valuable player, is Larry Bird with 47 points on 62%
A
shooting,
triple-double.
14 rebounds, 11 assists. He had 1 steal and 1 block. Another
Hold on, 47 points. He had. Hold on. I probably wasn't looking at the stats closely. All I was thinking of was, oh, he scored 47 points, but 11 rebounds, getting your teammates involved, scoring majority of the game left-handed, getting 14 rebounds. How many steals did he get? Was it like 1 or 2 steals? So he playing every man. No wonder he get bored. No wonder he gets bored. Ain't that something? No wonder he gets bored, ladies and gentlemen. 47-point triple-double. Damn, without Kevin McHale, too, getting the dub.
triple-double for Larry Bird, his second consecutive one.
Some night it goes
Wow.
in, some night it don't. That night it happened to work out. But if I remember correctly, we won that game in overtime by like 1 point. So, you know, I probably shot with my right hand the whole game.
After that game, a reporter named Dan Shaughnessy wrote an article in the Boston Globe titled, "Just Call Him Lefty Bird," where Larry Bird said, "I'm saving my right hand for the Lakers." But why was Larry Bird so dead set on embarrassing the rest of the league and proving that he was way better than everyone else? Because 1 year earlier, the Celtics were set to repeat as NBA champions, but Larry Bird made one disastrous mistake that ended up costing the Celtics a championship. Because that year, a Celtics-Lakers rematch in the NBA Finals seemed inevitable.
Last year they had a down year and we had an up year, and we're playing great and they're playing great. So I look for us to be in the finals to see who plays the LA Lakers.
The way it's going right now, you're going to be MVP twice in a row, maybe the world champions twice in a row. Larry Bird, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greats of all time.
Well, no question. You know, we were the favorites and we made our way. They won the East, we won the West. So it's like everybody just get ready, sit back, and let's enjoy it.
You know, this is it, first week of June. And it always happens to be Boston Celtics and LA Laker time.
However, as the Celtics celebrated a victory in the Eastern Conference Finals at a local bar in Boston, Larry Bird got into an argument with the bouncer. This argument escalated into a shouting match that spilled out into the streets and caused Larry Bird to punch the bouncer in the face. An eyewitness said, "I don't know what happened inside, but there was a noise and a scuffle as they came across the street. Then Larry Bird went boom, a nice sweep over the top with his right hand to the left side of his face. This altercation ended in a lawsuit, and Larry Bird agreed to a settlement. And unfortunately for the Boston faithful, Larry Bird broke his shooting hand during this incident.
No way. Oh, damn. Oh, you know, there's certain situations where you wish you didn't involve yourself in it. You at the bar, minding your own business. All of a sudden, something just pop off, and you get involved. And all of a sudden, you got a broken hand, your shooting hand, bruh. Nah.
And it was noticeably swollen for the rest of the playoffs.
Bro.
Bird made a great play. He knew
And
he
he's
was
still
gonna get
making
clobbered.
them.
He's got a swollen finger that he got. Look at that index finger on his right hand. You wouldn't believe a guy with a finger like that
He's
can
still
shoot that well
scoring.
from the outside. He can hardly bend it.
And when the Celtics team doctor examined him, the doctor said Larry Bird had been in some kind of altercation. I examined Larry's hand, and it was swollen to double the size of his regular hand. And the condition of Larry's finger is such that he cannot make a fist on his own. And when Larry Bird came out the next day for practice with his hand heavily taped, that same reporter, Dan Shaughnessy, doubtfully asked if Larry Bird would be able to shoot with his hand wrapped like that. Bird told that reporter that he could tape up his entire shooting hand and still outshoot the reporter with his left hand.
This guy and his damn. I don't think maybe icing it would have helped. I'm looking at my hands right now. I'm like, yo, damn. And he was still able to make those free throws, guys. Stuff like this happens in modern basketball. These guys would have been out for probably a week or 2 months. Bird did it. Wow. These are the type of moments when it's like the wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time for it to happen. Hypothetically, they still could have had a chance to win, you know? Because Bird would have been like, nah, it's no excuse. I'm not gonna use my hand, broken hand as an excuse that we lost. If that's the case, what if we did win with a broken hand? There would have been no talks about it. It would have been like, hey man, legend. He's a legend. He did it.
So Larry Bird
That's
had the trainer
mental
tape his
toughness.
entire right hand into a fist and challenged the reporter to a shooting competition. 100 free throws at $5 per shot, and Bird could only use his left hand. The reporter made 54 out of 100 shots, but Larry Bird, with his shooting hand taped into a fist, made 86 out of 100 shots
What the
left-handed.
freak?
The reporter owed Larry $160 that he paid in cash the next day before the Sixers game. And like a cruel older brother, Larry took the money and played the entire game with those 8 $20 bills stashed in his sock.
You telling me either he couldn't leave it in a locker room or he was just being petty. I'm gonna be honest. Either he was stashed in his socks, bro. Let me go back. I gotta hear this. Hold on. 86 out of 100, beating the reporter. $5 a piece. Damn, Bird, you are damn. No wonder your fans, man, you guys, every single story and moment is it's an eye opener. Mind blown. This living legend.
The reporter owed Larry $160 that he paid in cash the next day before the Sixers game. And like a cruel older brother, Larry took the money and played the entire game with those 8 $20 bills stashed in his sock. Savage. Larry Bird was literally in a class of his own when it came to shooting the basketball, because he was the first player in NBA history to average 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line, becoming the very first member of the 50-40-90 club. In fact, until Kevin Durant did it in 2023, Larry Bird for 35 years was the only player ever to have multiple 50-40-90 seasons while averaging at least 20 points per game. Larry Bird was truly ahead of his time and in a class all by himself.
Hold on. So what's the year difference? What's the year difference? Damn, I wish I could do the math. Hold on, man. The year difference. Larry Bird was the last one to do it. Then future times you got like the Kevin Durant's, the Kawhi Leonard, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody else on the list. I think there was like 4 players that was able to.
3. Larry Bird for 35 years was the only
35
player
years?
ever to have multiple
Bro,
50, 40, 90 seasons
legend.
while averaging at least 20 points per game. Larry Bird was truly ahead of his time and in a class all by himself.
Larry Bird winning the long-distance shootout
That
for the
is
3rd
crazy.
year in a row.
35 years.
Unfortunately,
Until the next
after
player
that
did
bar
it.
fight, Larry was forced to play the rest of those 1985 playoffs with a broken shooting hand.
Only he knows the effect of his injured elbow and finger and ankle and what have you. He never uses it as excuse, but so far he has not shot well from the field and has not been a factor.
I think Dr. J may be playing him, forcing him to go to his right hand a little bit more than Larry was in the prior games. He's playing on his hand and jabs at it, and he wanted a foul. He didn't get it, Larry Bird. Too bad.
I'm going to be honest. You got a broken hand. This reminds me of the time where Kobe Bryant dislocated his finger, got it popped back in, and still played the game and played the rest of the season without not having like the surgery or anything like that for him to sit out. And it's throbbing too. I know it's throbbing. Like legit. What the actual like, and you know you got a game to play. The movement, the shooting form, stealing the ball, dribbling, all of that plays a factor. Man, I hope Bird was icing up that hand after every game, because that is absolutely crazy.
And when asked about it, Larry said, "It hurts, but I can't use it as an excuse. It's just another thing you have to accept." In fact, Larry tried to downplay his injuries so much that the story of the bar fight that broke his shooting hand didn't even come out until the following season. And when the story broke, Larry Bird was not happy about it at all.
Damn.
Larry, when I wrote about Larry's barroom fight at Chelsea's, which was hurt the 85 playoff push, Larry didn't talk to me for 4 or 5 months after that. I knew that was going to happen. I understood that, but it was too bad, and he eventually, I think, got over it. He knew he made a mistake there. We all make mistakes. It's okay. But there was no way you could cover it up or pretend it didn't happen.
Because it affected
the fans. It affected how he shot, possibly, and whether they won the championship or not in 85. So that was the story. But, if a guy's just having 1,000 beers or something, it's not affecting his play, you don't need to write that or get into his business. When it gets into the fans' business, then we do.
Although the Celtics took care of business and beat the 76ers in 5 games, Larry Bird struggled immensely shooting the ball those last 2 games.
Bird, top of the key. Bird is 3 for 11. This is his worst shooting game of the series.
Because he went from averaging 28.7 points per game to 15.5 points per game, and from 52% shooting from the field to 30% shooting from the field.
Now we see why it plays a factor. Ain't no way. That's a drastic drop. That is a drastic drop. Oh, it was like 13 point less. And then you got 22% less. Wow. And there's no excuse. Shoot, man. Damn. This story about the bar fight, man. It's like you just going somewhere, you minding your own business, and all of a sudden somebody got a problem with you, and it's like, damn, now that's gonna mess up your mood. You end up getting in a fight. You get a broken arm or a broken jaw or whatever it could be. Now I see It did affect his performance, but he never made it an excuse. Hey, but for the story to come out later on, I mean, it's always gonna catch up to you. So, man, that's crazy. These numbers, oh gosh.
So is this a coincidence? I think not. Because in the finals versus the Lakers, Larry continued to struggle.
Larry Bird with his first shot. Bird came back. He's been hampered by a variety of injuries. Bird with a runner. 10-2 run, right?
I'm not gonna lie. If I was Bird at this moment and this time, yeah, they didn't, the media didn't know about it, and all these things happening. The thing with the reporter, I would have changed. I would have changed my game. Honestly, maybe back to the basket. Maybe the post play, switch to that, because that's your shooting hand, and which is very important. Anything could trigger, like it. It could be throbbing. It could be an excruciating pain. One flick of the wrist or whatever it is could throw it off just by 1%, 2%, whatever, just slightly causing you to just miss those shots.
Now for LA, and Larry Bird misses. Scott pulls up against Ainge, and it's now 12-2. Casey Jones is going to call a 20-second timeout. The crowd is indeed out of the ball game.
Damn.
While Larry might not use it as an excuse, I will. His shooting numbers were down significantly, which is the only reason that the Lakers won the 1985 title in 6 games, preventing the Celtics from going back-to-back.
Bird.
Yeah.
70-53. Bird
is off.
Missing. They're all trying for three-point shots. Bird misses.
And let's be honest. Let's be absolutely honest. When it comes to Bird and his shooting stroke, pause. When it comes to Bird and his shooting, we know it's nothing but net. So when we see it hitting the back of the rim, when it's short, it could be an air ball sometimes. You can see with your eyes like, yo, hold on. Yeah, it's affecting him. That hand is affecting him. Because when it comes to Bird, it's nothing but nets. So this is like shocking to see, even to witness the story.
That's got to be the ultimate thrill for the Lakers.
Kareem hits again with a sky hook. The Lakers are less than a minute away.
Unusual sight. Celtics losing a championship at home. Never happened before.
Larry Bird's gone out of the ball game. Only he knows how much he's been hurt and how it's affected him.
And you know the first thing will be out of his mouth in the locker room to the press? I played terrible. No alibi.
Never use the injuries as an excuse. The Lakers are winning it. 3 in 6 years. LA comes to Boston and wins the world title.
Damn.
I was the only guy that wrote about Larry getting into that barroom fight in the 85 finals when you guys lost. And I really felt that was newsworthy because he didn't shoot well after that. And the Celtics didn't win the playoffs that year. And they had a really good team. As you know, that team was stacked.
Coach, how badly injured is Larry Bird? Is there an excuse there?
Oh, that's no excuse, no. If he's out there in uniform and he's playing, then that's it comes with the territory.
I guess Larry should have shot the ball with his left hand like he did against that reporter. Which
I thought that was gonna happen. I thought he was gonna switch it up. If he's normally used to shooting with his right hand, I thought he would go left, switch it up. I don't think Philadelphia or Los Angeles Lakers would have had that in a game plan, Damn. Now I see why Larry Bird felt the way that he did when the reporter put the story out. Because in some way, shape, or form, it would taint his image. He may not have used it as an excuse, But people on the outside will be like, yeah, they'll use that as an excuse, or see it as an excuse.
Brings me to that very next season, because if you actually believe that the Lakers would have still won the title in 1985 if Larry Bird were healthy, then look no further than 1986, when the Celtics brought back the exact same starting five. Because after Larry's hand was healed, he and the Boston Celtics wanted their revenge and dedicated the entire season to dethroning the Lakers. In that year, the 1986 Celtics steamrolled the entire league and finished with the regular season home record of 40-1, which still stands as the greatest regular season home record of all time. And including the playoffs, Larry Bird led that Boston Celtics team to a home record of 50-1, dethroning the Lakers as NBA champions, just like Larry Bird envisioned.
The way it's going right now, you're going to be MVP twice in a row, maybe the world champions twice in a row. Larry Bird, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greats of all time.
Hold on, man. Oh, man. So, could have been back to back, 85, 86. But that's shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. We here now. Hey, man, shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers for winning that year. But, hey, man, damn. Yeah, that hand was bothering him. Those shots that I was seeing, it definitely opened my eyes. Like, something's wrong. Like, it's really, really bothering him. For him to go from 28 points down to 15 points and the field goal percentage down, damn, I honestly thought he was going to pull out the left hand, man. I thought it was only going to be for the Portland Trailblazers. But then the quote, I'm saving my right hand for the Lakers. But then you get in a bar fight. And that bar fight caused you to have the broken hand that you need for the Lakers. The right hand is broken, fractured. However you want to. Oh, damn, man. Hey, that was a great story, man. The storytelling, just everything by Prime Larry Bird, man. Number one, he's supposed to have more subscribers than what I'm looking right now, which is like 60,000. Great storytelling. Hey, man. Hope you come out with some more content soon. Soon. Because these stories are absolutely amazing. I don't know, guys. Let me know. Is his channel one of the main channels that's telling Larry Bird's story to the teeth? And it's just great storytelling, man. Let me know down in the comment section. Definitely hit that like button. And it's going to help with the video and the algorithm, because it's going to get this video over to fellow Larry Bird, Boston Celtics, 80s basketball fans, of course. So definitely, man. Thank you guys for all the support. We are steadily growing. And man, hope you guys are enjoying the ride as well. So catch you guys on the next reaction.